Not only does she know the plan, but she probably wrote the plan. Carol Ann Baldwin is here to answer your questions about your gardens. Yesterday was Weed Your Garden Day, National Weed Your Garden Day. Today's Flag Day, so you might have a flag out in your garden. Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning, Larry. How are you this morning?
Pretty good. It's an oasis of pleasure, this 1 hour that you'd give us every week.
You get a nice little chance to get away from it all and go in the garden. So
got the camera at a different angle today.
Yeah, it is.
You're very
It's kinda
patriotic. You got the American flag in the picture, the WOCA
cool.
logos.
That works.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
for Flag Day, we got the flag in it. Who'd have thought?
See that? It worked.
It worked, even though it was one of those things going, oops.
Yeah, I didn't
Sometimes it oops
quite get it right,
works.
but there you go. That's good.
Sometimes oopses work.
So how are you?
I'm good. It's a warm one out there.
We had this piece this morning on things you can do to keep yourself cool while you're outside.
Right.
Did you hear any of it?
No, I missed.
Do you have any tricks?
The one I have is run your sprinkler. If you're
That's a
out there
good one.
playing in the garden or
That's
something
a
like
really
that,
good one.
just have your sprinkler on, the oscillator or whatever, because if the breeze blows through it, it does cool it some. If you get a little wet, sometimes, I play in the yard. I don't care. So long as it's not wintertime, if I'm getting wet in the garden, it's okay.
I like that. I like that. Well, it was like a $22 umbrella that you could hook up to your garden hose, and in each of the points on the umbrella has
a mister.
A mister,
right?
yes.
Yeah. I actually have a little mister that is kind of portable even, because it actually operates off a pressure tank. I think it will connect to a hose too. I've never tried it on a hose, but it's almost like a 2-gallon, what you'd say a pump-up sprayer. But it's only had water in it because it hooks up to one of these things that you can clip to your umbrella or to your easy up canopy or something like that, and then does the mist.
The theme parks, and I can't remember if it was Disney or one of the smaller ones, but they used to sell these little fans with water bottles.
Yeah.
And the idea was you put fans in it. You put water in it, and then you spritz yourself, and the fan sprays. You know what we discovered?
You don't need the fan.
Well, that too.
Right.
But we discovered you don't need the water.
Oh.
If you just put ice cubes in there, now they'll eventually melt.
Right.
But it'll just blow out cold air. The ice
you
cubes
go.
in that, of course, it doesn't last for long.
Right. But if you're sitting down and trying to cool off, it may help you cool faster. But yeah, even just a spritzer bottle with plain water in it, if you're going to be outside and about, just get a quart spray bottle. That's your outdoor one, and it really does that. Even though we figure our humidity is so high, that how can more water help? It does. It does change, how things, the temperature of them, and that of course. Cold water, make sure you stay hydrated. Hydrate before you go out, while you're out, and after you come in.
What quenches your thirst better? Don't answer until I have all the choices on the table. Ready?
Okay.
Water, soda, that's diet, soda that's not diet, or beer.
Quenches the thirst.
Which quenches your thirst the best?
I'm going to go. Can I put them in order?
Yes.
First is water. Second is beer.
I thought that was going to be the answer.
And then the sodas. Not really so much on the sodas. The caffeine in it, the caffeine and that sugary. But yeah, I think they've even done some kind of study. You have cold beer when you get in the shower, and somehow the warmth of the shower, it's refreshing. Is
that right?
Yeah.
Have you done this?
Yeah. It works. You're hot and sweaty. The cold beer, you've already drank 32 ounces of water on your,
we mentioned beer and the phone rings, so let's go to the phone.
Let's go. Yeah.
By the way, we invite the phone call, 622-9622. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Hi.
I'm going to put that in order for you, and it's going to be beer, and more beer. Well, coming from Milwaukee, if I say anything else, if I ever went back on a vacation, which I'm going to be doing soon, if they knew I'd said anything other than beer, I don't know, they probably would throw me on the town.
They wouldn't let you in. They'd catch you at the border, gun.
A couple weeks back, I called about this subject, and I'm not complaining or anything else, but I'd like to know whatever happened to the love bugs.
Oh. Don't know.
In May, June, and I've seen a couple of bugs.
I thought we had that story.
That was the end of it. I can't believe that we don't have love bugs right now.
But you better hush, because in September we might get a double crop of them.
Oh God!
Yeah, never knock a good thing. You know how it goes. Now this spring we got off pretty easy on the love bugs. I don't know if it's weather related or if because nothing really eats them. It's not like that there's a predator out there that has caught up to them and has consumed a bunch of them. It could be that their nesting areas dried up some. They do nest under or breed. They breed in air. They lay their eggs in leaf litter and things like that, very organic soils. Payne's Prairie is a good example that, it's a big open, that area gets very wet and then it gets dry again, leaving a lot of organic material rotting on the ground, and the love bugs seem to be huge populations in those areas. So how we've gotten off lucky this year, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, I'm not either. I know we didn't have like a dry winter, so there was moisture for them to do what they want to do.
Right.
But, I remember reading back a while about some of the scientists or whoever those people are, insect people, said that they're thinking that the bug itself, the love bug itself, is migrating to the north and to the east.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I don't see how that's going to survive, though, because you figure we have a subtropical climate. They are also down further south in a much more tropical climate. For them to get up in more temperate temperatures up into the mid-Atlantic or anything like that, I don't see them surviving the winter.
Yeah. Well, they don't, even when they're alive, they don't live very long, though. I mean,
no.
I have no idea how long they do live, but I would imagine that they can't be no longer than a mosquito or a fly or something.
Right. As far as I know, you're right. It's like 3 or 4 days maybe at the most, and we just it's just a constant turnover of them usually. But if they're it could be that they've been seen further up into Georgia maybe, but on the east I can understand, but I don't see them maybe coming back in the spring. Not that they're hatching out there. It could be they're blowing up there more, or during the hurricanes last. We've had some tropical weather last year that may have carried some up further than what they normally would have been, but whether or not they had a chance to actually reproduce and that suddenly mid-Georgia is going to start having love bugs, I don't see it being a big issue unless they can manage to acclimate themselves to those temperatures that they're going to have.
It seems to be a Florida problem because you never hear like around the Gulf, like New Orleans or Mobile, Alabama, or in any of those places in there. You never hear any talk or.
Well, I think they are over on some of those coastal areas, but then again, it's not like it's a huge major pest problem. Twice a year we have an issue, and your biggest issue is the paint on your vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they're consuming our plants. It's not that they're infecting people or pets with any diseases like other pests. It's not like the sudden hatching of grasshoppers. Like we've got actually a batch here, and that suddenly are going to consume things that we haven't seen in the area in a while. So the love bug is just sort of a nuisance. More than anything else.
Let's just hope we don't get, like you say, a double dose in September.
Yeah, that's right. If they do, get your fly swatter out or your spray, however you can get rid of them.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Let me squeeze a phone call in before we take the first break. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
And my two favorite fruit juices are, I'll take a nice big glass and fill it with ice, and either pour over some pineapple juice or some V8 juice.
Ah.
That sounds good, too. Yeah, I forgot to mention tea, didn't I?
Iced tea is a good refresher.
Oh, yeah, iced tea also, yeah.
But in your thing, it probably only listed the 4.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Beer. I think it was a beer commercial. I think.
Yeah, might have been, or a soda commercial.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Jim. All right, we're up against the break. Let's take that break, and we'll be right back. If you would like to be part of the show, you can be. See, like Jim just called up. He didn't have a question. He just wanted to share something. That's what we like with this show. The number is 622-9622. Carol Ann Baldwin does a whole hour every week. She volunteers to do this, so there's a plaque or a trophy or something down the road. Absolutely, that you should get. All right, we'll take a little break. 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Some sunshine on this Tuesday with a shower or thunderstorm around this afternoon and evening. The high today 91 to 95. Then partly cloudy later Tuesday night, low 73 to 77. For Wednesday, times of sun and clouds with an afternoon and evening thunderstorm around, the high 90 to 94. And on Thursday, partly sunny with an afternoon or evening thunderstorm around, the high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
And they found that having regular, positive contact with neighbors was linked to a greater sense of personal growth, self-worth, and purpose. Turns out some foods help us release more pheromones, which are chemicals in our sweat that send the message, hey ladies, I'm healthy and I'm worth getting to know. The problem with thinking your glory days are behind you is that it prevents you from enjoying the present.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Need a mailbox rental but need more information? Remember Personal Service Center, 789-6683. How does $10 a month sound with just a 3-month commitment? Remember Personal Service Center, 789-6683. Mention WOCA and the setup fee is waived. Personal Service Center will email or text notifications to you when your packages arrive. Even scan mail so you never actually have to pick it up. Now that's service. Personal Service Center, 789-6683. Located on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, Ocala. Look for the yellow signs.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
Just about 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. Right now, 83 degrees. Temperatures expected to reach 95, but that natural mister, Caroline, is coming our way. We've got that afternoon thunderstorm in the forecast. So
let's hope.
That'll cool you down a little bit.
Yeah, it does help drop the temperature.
You do have somebody on hold, so let's go to the phone. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning.
Morning.
The spiderwort plant, I guess it's considered an invasive species. It's a wild plant that grows here, I guess from the Ohio Valley all the way through Texas. I called up. I'm wondering if you're familiar with it and if anyone has seen the same thing that I've noticed about them, where they're basically burning up. And the reason I mention that is when I first found out about them, I found out that they were used to do something called a bioassay for radiation detection, and talked to the agriculture extension people and asked them about the possibility of using them as live plants in areas when Fukushima, for example, exploded or whatever it did. And I was immediately chastised for even thinking about it. Was told that they can't even cross over county lines because they're considered an invasive species. But that year of the Fukushima accident, and this year again, all of the spiderwort plants. None of them have bloomed. They've burnt brown. I haven't seen them flower. I think I forget what it was. I think they open and close throughout the course of the day when it's hot.
Yeah.
They go in, but they are burnt up. And I wondered if you had any comment on it or seen anything similar to that.
I haven't seen anything on the spiderwort. The spiderwort, there's a couple of different spiderworts out there, but the one is a native. It's a native wildflower. The one that gets up, I'm going to say knee high or better, has a little purple flower. If you go through them, they're going to, they'll stain your legs, kind of thing. But there are other plants in the spiderwort family that are. Say again.
I'm saying that's the one I was speaking of, the one that stained your leg, the 3-leaf flower.
Yeah.
And the reason why I mentioned it was called invasive is because that's what I was told by the agriculture person at the extension office off of Jacksonville Road. Although, I know that it grows here naturally for years. It just happens to have a big path. But I wondered if you had noticed it was burnt up, because all of mine, none of them have bloomed or hardly at all. And I know it's been really hot. So I'm wondering, there's kind of a difference between it's really hot and radiation, because these plants have always been the predictor for me of when I really don't want to go outside and when I actually get sick from being out too long.
Right. I haven't noticed anything. I haven't heard anything from anyone, that the spiderwort's been an issue. That on that kind of plant, but when they're telling you that there's one that is a highly invasive, there is one, and it's the tropical sodawort, and that one spreads actually from underground flowers. It doesn't necessarily bloom above ground, so it may have been a mix up on some of that. But yes, native plants I do find to be invasive. People don't say that they can't, that they aren't, or that they are. It's a native can be just as much of a pain in the neck and a weed as an exotic plant. It's just your matter of what's a weed and what's not. But I don't know of anything of it as a predictor of radiation or anything like that. They have a very thick I don't want to call it tuberous, very, very fleshy root zone that's very difficult to dig up. It's normally very deep, as well as wide spreading for the size of the plant. They're really pretty hard to dig out of the ground if you're looking to move them or dig them up to get rid of them. So I'm not sure. I mean, they would be storing water for those drier periods versus, as a native plant would. It would understand the cycles that we have. Temperature-wise, maybe, for us hitting these mid-90s with heat indices of over 100 degrees here in mid-June is a hot, that's been pretty hot. We really, unless you're in certain areas, we haven't had that much rain. We had the tropical storm, but really, for my yard, I might have got 2 inches of rain out of that, and that's not an overabundance. But I've not really had any rain out of these rain events that I've heard thundering, and I click on my phone and I look at the radar, and it's all around me to the south and to the east, and not coming into where I'm at. So it's possible that those areas are just drier than they normally would be this time of year.
Well, thank you for your help and your information. You've confirmed a lot of things for me.
Okay, I hope I was of help for you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
May I ask you to mention the website? The Facebook page that you created.
It's a Facebook.
Goes together with the show.
Right, it goes together. It is a closed group page, but all you got to do is ask to join. I just did it as closed so that way I don't get crazy stuff coming through. But if you're on Facebook, just look for In the Garden. I did it as In the Garden. There, capital I. Trying to think if I had a capital T on but the capital G for garden also. But it's In the Garden. It's 3 separate words. It is a closed group. But hey, you want to come on board if you're on Facebook. You can post as well. I'm just not looking for people that are running their advertising and their businesses and things like that, unless they want to ask to be able to do so.
It's a nice site to be part of.
Yeah, just something, just something fun. If you've got another question or you have a comment that maybe you don't have time to come on.
So what do? You go to the site and then you ask you ask
to join.
Ask to join. Okay.
Ask to join. Right.
Because I think you. Did I join or did you just
I think I referred you in. Okay. I invited you in.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can invite anybody on my friends list.
Where was the bunny rabbit? I'm looking at the picture of the bunny rabbit. Where was that? Was that
It was at work, yeah.
At Lowe's?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Isn't that cool?
He got in the gate, and apparently we've had a turtle in there. We have squirrels in there all the time. I mean, because they can go over a fence.
Oh, really?
The squirrels are very annoying in there. And of course, birds. So it's interesting, and frogs and lizards and all kinds of other critters that are fun.
And the leopard moth too.
Yes, the leopard. Now, I'm trying to remember where my leopard moth was. I think that was at work. It was sitting there right on a little white.
Leopard moth at work this morning.
Work,
yeah.
And those are really pretty cool looking. So it's one thing I do want to get into. If anybody is interested, if anybody's seen them, apparently. Near Baseline Road recently, there has been a sudden outbreak of grasshoppers. They're not
really?
The lubber grasshoppers.
Not the big gigantic ones?
But these are big gigantic ones, but they're not the lubber one. But still very difficult to control, especially when suddenly you have a very large hatching of them. The only thing they can think of is where the road construction is going on, that the soil has been disturbed, filled dirt is being brought in, and things like that. So it could be that that they've actually been moved from one area to another, and suddenly they're hatching out. They're asking that you don't spray for them. That there is a bait. It's called Nolo, Nolo, all one word, Nolo bait. You can order it online. Apparently, it will come in like 2 to 3 days. Rather quickly shipping it. I had looked up just one site on it with an Amazon one, and it's about $20 with $1.65 for shipping on this one to do for a pound. 1 pound bag, and you're gonna put that whole bag out, and it's a bait. It stops them from, I believe, eating. That they stop eating after ingesting this. Sort of works like a BT does on worms, on grasshoppers, but it's not going to hurt the birds and things like that who then come through and consume them. Now, if you are in your yard spraying for these things that the birds are coming to eat, you're have to be poisoning the birds too.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't have thought of that. Yeah.
But to help along the population, to keep them from breeding and reproducing again, putting the bait out just sort of helps with that control. The birds will then, also take over with some of that as well.
Wow, so it's something you don't always think about that stuff. You're trying to get rid of a pest. You forget that pest is somebody's food.
Something else, right? And that whole food chain, the same way with taking care of mice and rats, you have to be very careful of where you're placing baits and where that animal is going to go and die, because is something else going to then consume it, or maybe not even consume it, but just say like a dog, play with it, and then suddenly ingest part of it, either accidental or whatever, and become poison themselves.
Yeah. My goodness, it goes fast. Okay, we've got a whole half hour left of the show, but we've got a break coming up, and I see somebody trying to call in. Carolyn, if you're trying to call in, I'll click on the thing and get you hooked up, and then you've got about a 4 minute wait. We got 2 minutes and then 2 minutes of local stuff. We'll be right back with Caroline Baldwin. If you want to be on the show, 622-962 is the number.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Orlando officials say 5 people still in grave condition from the Sunday nightclub massacre that killed 49 and injured 53 overall. Gunman Omar Mateen's wife now cooperating in the investigation.
She was seen escorted by police, retrieving things from her home, and now press reports say people who frequented the club saw Mateen there in the past. One person says he recognized Mateen from a dating app often used by gay men.
Fox Radio's Evan Braun in Orlando. Near Paris, 2 police officials, a man and a woman, stabbed to death in their home by a man who posted video of the attack on Facebook.
France's president, calling it terrorism. The attacker was previously imprisoned for recruiting fighters for jihad in Pakistan. 2 people linked to the attacker have been arrested.
Fox Radio's Alistair Wanklin. The Senate due to vote today on a $602 billion defense bill. Debate was halted last week over procedural arguments. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Father's Day is coming up. And wouldn't it be great to give Dad a gift he'll appreciate all year long? Spring, summer, fall, and of course winter. I'm David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech. Dad's car, truck, or SUV can take a beating from the season's dirt, sand, mud, and just about anything tracked back to his vehicle, which can ruin the floor. And the best way to protect it is with WeatherTech floor liners. We design, engineer, and manufacture right here in America, using American raw materials, tooling and equipment, and of course, American workers. This Father's Day, order WeatherTech floor liners and give Dad a gift he can use all year round, so he'll never have to worry about spills or messes damaging his vehicle again. And when messes do happen, they easily rinse right off. To learn more about our full line of automotive accessories, go to WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. For the ultimate vehicle protection, choose WeatherTech, proudly made in America. And from all of us at WeatherTech, Happy Father's Day.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
New windows will beautify your home and bring you immediate energy savings. Renewal by Andersen of Central Florida leads the way in quality and installs the name brand homeowners trust. Visit renewalbyandersen.com for a free in-home consultation with the pros. Right now, buy 4 windows and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyandersen.com. That's renewalbyandersen.com. Offer ends July 31st. License CGC 1523333.
All right, 27 minutes before 10 o'clock, Carol Ann Baldwin is here. Her thermometer on her phone says 82.
Yep.
My thermometer on my computer says 83.
And they're from the same thing. And it feels like 91.
Both from the same source, yeah.
Right.
And temperatures today climbing to 94. Do you see the same thing on yours?
Let's see. Does it say climbing to 94? Yeah, to 93.
Isn't that funny? All right, we do have somebody waiting patiently, waiting since before the break. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann. Are you there?
Did you walk away?
Oh, man. Let me okay, this might be the same caller. I don't know. Hold on. Let me push the button. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Morning. How are you this morning?
Good.
What's up?
Hey, I used to use Nolo Bait in my nursery.
Yep.
It is a biological. It's a wheat bran that they've sprayed some kind of fungus on for the grasshoppers to eat.
Yep.
And then the grasshoppers also, when they start dying, will become cannibals and eat themselves.
Ah, cool.
Besides it killing them.
Cool.
Because they start acting weird and flicking around and stuff like that.
Okay.
The biggest thing is when you put it out is moisture, because it's a bran.
Right.
So you want to put it in something or under something that doesn't get wet.
Okay.
You know, where they can get to it, you know, like some kind of like a can of, sideways or something where they can get to it that just doesn't get ruined by the moisture and the rain or whatever.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, anything with a bait, normally, yeah, you don't want it to be put out when it's going to rain on it. So doing it early in the morning, so you've got a longer time during the day.
You want to try it, you want to try and let it stay out, too. Like I used to broadcast it by hand through the nursery.
Right.
But when I knew it wasn't going to rain and I wasn't going to put my irrigation on.
Right.
Because they come and they'll eat it, and like I said, then they start acting weird and they eat themselves, and it's a biologic, so I didn't have to kill bugs out there.
Right.
Like you said, birds or anything else.
Right. And yeah, unfortunately, it looks like about the only place you can get it is online.
Yeah, it was a company called M&R Durango, I think, is who I used to order it from online.
Right. There's a few of them on there now.
I think, if I can remember correctly, it was a bigger bag.
And there could be. There was several on here that showed that you could get it. Just depends on how much area you may need or how much you think you're going to use.
Right. I think it was M&R Durango is who I used.
Okay.
Anyways, have a great day.
All right. Thanks for adding on. Yep.
Bye.
The phone number is 622-9622 if you'd like to be on the air with Carol Ann, talk about your garden. If nothing else, this kind of weather makes you want to go outside.
It does, except if it's cool in here. It's a bit warm today.
We get spoiled by air conditioning.
You do. Florida wouldn't have near the population if air conditioning didn't exist.
Absolutely. Yes.
Going back to a caller a little while ago on the spider wart, I looked in another section, and what he's speaking of, it says on gamma rays, the cells of the stamen hairs of some, let's see, can I pronounce it? Tradescantia? That's spiderwort. The wispy hairs that look webesque when moist with dew are bioassays for ambient radiant levels. Or, said another way, the hairs are blue. When exposed to gamma radiation, they turn pink. So if you think you've been near a nuclear explosion, just check your nearest spiderwort.
Is that what it really says?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
no.
It does. Yeah, that's a small thing. It's this came from eattheweeds.com because it is an edible flower. The flowers do only last one day, and I do think that it was possibly just the hotter, drier conditions we've had. I know in my yard, I've been pretty dry. Like I said, we've been skirted by some of this rain. Yesterday, watching a couple storms, we hear the thunder. My phone signals there's a weather advisory, and I look, and it's to the south and east of me. And that's what it does. It goes the thunder goes past and you never hear it. Thunder's a little later on, another weather advisor, and it's to the north of me. And so it's been on either side, north and south of me for the last few weeks. So depending on where you're at within the county, you may be getting plenty of rain. Others of us don't want to hear that you're having too much rain until we start getting some. That's till it starts to share.
So for you, it affects your gardening and things. For me, it affects recording. You don't want anything turned on electrical when there's a storm coming in.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to take the chance of frying any of your electronics.
So we always have to stop. We hear the thunder. We say, okay,
we'll hold off for
close everything down for a little while.
Right. Yeah, and I've been places, a few weeks ago where it rained like all get out for 45 minutes, and then when I got home, it had not rained one drop at my house. Mm-hmm. So, so then I'm having to get out the watering can and the hose and be watering my plants. So, rainy season hasn't fully come into full swing yet.
The situation with our friend Doug, with that storm called, what was it called? Colin.
Yeah.
It was a very mild storm.
Right.
But sometimes if you have a fragile home, which he had a fragile...
Right. His was an older mobile home.
Took a little bit of wind to really... And actually what it did was it opened up something that was already a problem that nobody apparently knew about. So it was, in a way, it's a blessing in disguise, I think, for him.
And sometimes, and like you say, and it has been a blessing in disguise because of just different actions that you took and stepped forward. That, here's somebody who does his best.
It's an amazing story, really. All right, do you have a phone call? Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carol Ann. It was funny. Yesterday was extremely hot.
Mm-hmm.
Our cars all have outdoor thermometers now. That was reading at 100.
Oh yeah.
My thermometer that is outside my house, or actually it's on the glass. But now with the sun being as high as it is, the sun never hits the glass.
Okay.
And that thermometer was reading 105 yesterday.
Wow.
I had a hiccup with the AC system, so I panicked, so I called a fellow out. And
sure.
Anyway, he came out, and he said the same thing, that the temperatures are really crazy here.
Yeah.
And what I'm getting at is the fact that there's a thing we have that everybody with a computer can access, and it's called Solar Weather, and it's put out by NASA. And they have actual, I think there's 4 or 5 satellites, stationary satellites, or that pick up the radiation and take constant pictures of the sun.
Right.
And according to them, the sun is really going botzo this year.
Just having a lot of solar activity, a lot of
exactly.
going on. Yeah.
And not that it's super flares, but it's the intense radiation has picked up.
Right.
So anyway, that's something you might be interested in. As a matter of fact, I went to pull it up this morning, and for some reason I don't seem to be picking up my internet.
Oh.
So
that's not good. Have somebody check your lines. No, but yeah, you're right with the temperatures and things like that. And a lot of it, I know we all, that there's some people who want to say yes, it's global warming, but we have so many outside influences versus what mankind can actually do. It's just one fraction of what goes on in a cyclic thing like weather is. It's, like you say, solar activity that affects it. It's, and those type of things. Volcanic activity, whether it be under the sea as well as on top.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was just going to say that with the volcanic activity going on. But, this more or less shoots Al Gore in the foot because we can't control what the sun does.
Nope, we sure can't. We cannot control what nature does. That's no matter how much we do, we cannot control what weather itself does.
Exactly. But anyway, birds are taking a beating. I know that because I have my bird feeders and stuff out here, and I still marvel at watching all the birds panting.
Oh yeah, where they're sitting there, and even for your birds and things like that. If it's we don't want to run the sprinkler necessarily in the heat of the day, but you might find a. I actually got one. It's a little solar fountain. So that you can actually do something where it's going to put a spray of water up when you're not having to worry about plugging it in anywhere. If you've got something deep enough to hold some water, birds like moving water. They like that water coming through. See, but you don't want to put a sprinkler on necessarily out there while you're out. Well, one, you're not supposed to, but they do like to fly through that. They like to sit and have that splashing water in your bird bath. If you've got a way to put one in there to keep it moving, and it was like Harbor Freight, I think is where I picked one up. There's a little solar fountain. It needs about about 4 inches of water, 3 or 4 inches of water to be submerged. And
anyway, the thing is back to the plants. I see the leaves on a lot of the stuff I have here are like wilting because of this.
Because we only have had that one really good weather, one really good rain event, at least across the whole area. Other places have gotten some more rain, like I was saying, but most of us, or many of us, haven't. You're still going out there. Your plants may be stressing, especially here. Maybe not right now, not this time of day, but afternoon or from noon till 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when that sun is really up there at its peak, those plants are stressing. Now they're going to wilt some, but so do we. If you're outside too, you're kind of wilting as well. So long as they're recovering by morning, they should be okay.
Thank you so much for everything, and thank you WOCA, and it's something we can all basically look into. It's called solar weather, and it's put out there by NASA.
Yeah, you got your NOAA, you got space weather, all of them.
Well, anyway, have a good day, everyone.
All righty, thanks for the call.
All right, perfect timing. We've got to take a little break. We'll be right back. Got another 15 minutes left in the show. We want your phone calls, so please call in 622-9622. I love the conversation, and we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Some sunshine on this Tuesday with a shower or thunderstorm around this afternoon and evening. The high today 91 to 95. And partly cloudy later Tuesday night, low 73 to 77. For Wednesday, times of sun and clouds with an afternoon and evening thunderstorm around, the high 90 to 94. And on Thursday, partly sunny with an afternoon or evening thunderstorm around, the high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
What do you love most about July 4th weekend? Is it the food? The family? The fireworks? Well, this July 4th weekend, add one more word to the list. First, as in the first Coke Zero 400 at the world's first Lord Stadium. Everything you love about the holiday gets a huge upgrade at the all-new Daytona. The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Coke Zero 400, powered by Coca-Cola. Saturday night, July 2nd. Guarantee your seats at 1-800-PIT-SHOP or DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Think you know NASCAR? Prove it. And you'll be entered for a chance to win tickets to the Firecracker 250 and the Coke Zero 400. Every day between now and June 24th, we'll be giving you the opportunity to call in during the morning show and the afternoon show to answer trivia questions about NASCAR and Daytona International Speedway. All callers will be registered to win, and on Friday, June 24th, we'll pick the winners for one of the most exciting nighttime events of the season. So tune in to win right here on The Source.
FlySanford.com, Orlando Sanford International Airport. We are SFB. Simpler, faster, better.
Visiting friends and family, or just looking for some fun? Book your vacation now to one of over 70 nonstop destinations, including Amsterdam, Brussels, Aguadilla, San Juan, New Orleans, and Mexico City.
For enjoyable travel, come to Orlando Sanford International Airport. We are SFB. Simpler, faster, better. Before you fly, FlySanford.com.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
WOCA. Yeah, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock. It's Tuesday morning. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. Your questions, your calls are an important part of the show. Somebody was trying to call in during the break, and then they bailed out before I got a chance to answer it. 622-9622 is the number, and I think I managed to coax the person back on here. I think I don't know if it's the same caller or not. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Same call, you guys. You calling back real quick.
Yeah.
Talking about the birds and and the heat and the water. We get a lot of showers of that this time of year, but the water with the sandy soil and the heat, it disappears. You don't see puddles for a very long time. And the thing I want to bring up is I've got a large bird bath in my backyard, and I keep it fresh, and the birds really enjoy it. But my neighbor next door does it because he thinks that the mosquitoes are going to nest in that water. He had heard somewhere on the radio or read that you shouldn't have any standing water. But my thinking is if you go out every day and flush that clean, that should be no problem for mosquitoes, but it should be good for the birds.
Right.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right. Yeah. It's the hygiene of those kind of things, small fountains, that maybe sometimes people don't want to run their fountains all the time because of electricity use and things like that, bird baths and all. But putting the fresh water in, and especially if the birds are using the bird bath, you really do want to kind of clean that every day because it's going to get nasty, and then they won't use it or it becomes a disease problem for them. But yeah, going through and flushing those out nice and clean water each day, it's not going to hurt it. If you happen to have a fountain or something that they're not using that has water, they have the little mosquito dunks, which is a Bacillus thuringiensis, which is a naturally occurring bacterium that destroys mosquito larvae, and it's safe for people and birds and pets and everything else. It's not going to hurt you. It's just going to destroy mosquito larvae. And so you can buy those as almost like, it looks like a little donut. One year I bought it as actually just a little granular that you measured out the quantity for the surface area. So it was a little more usable for if you had rainwater collection that you were using for your gardens and things like that. Right. That's where some of your biggest things are, is looking for those things, the saucers under the flower pots and things, and making sure they're emptied out. But the bird baths and things like that, they're usually playing through those water, and if you're cleaning it, filling it up nice, every day, you shouldn't be a problem.
So
after I get the dogs taken care of outside, I go right to the bird bath and wash it out real good and get it right back up to filled up to the top. And I no sooner get in the house and start making breakfast, look out the window, and they're in there splashing around and drinking.
There you go.
They like it.
Yeah.
They like it.
And that's also making nice cool water too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Well, you feel sorry for everything that's got to live outside in this kind of heat. But
when
I lived up in Wisconsin, you talk about feeling sorry for the birds down here in the heat. What about 20 below zero weather you see them flying around?
That's true.
What do you do for them?
Yeah, little blankets.
Okay, thank you, guys.
All right, thanks for calling.
All right, so I have a personal question for you.
Yeah.
This is just an observation. You have really nice complexion. And it's got to be genetic, because I've seen your daughter.
Yeah.
She's got really nice complexion. You're out in the sun all the time.
Right.
So do you use a sunscreen?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I use sunscreen. I should use more. I don't use it quite as often as I should, but I do have one that I'll put on right after I wash my face. It's actually a face lotion. It's a face cream. It's got an SPF 15 in it or something like that. But if I know if I'm going to the beach, or if we're going out on the bike,
you're an outdoor
or something
person.
like that,
I mean, not just the garden, but you're out there all the time camping. Like
and I work all day outside.
Yeah.
I carry a SPF 30, I think it is, 15 or 30 in my car at all times. And if I remember to put it on.
Do you literally have some on right now?
I probably washed it off when I cooled off from the Ag Center, but. If I know I'm going out, if I'm going to the beach, I try to remember my arms and my legs, but sometimes they don't burn.
And because sometimes, I mean, you're out there all the time.
Yeah.
And I've known people who do that, and they have like really noticeably like leathery skin.
Yeah, I do, and I use lotions afterwards. You come out of aloe. I'm a fan of aloe lotions.
So that's a good topic for gardeners, because that's an issue that doesn't come up very often.
No, it doesn't. It's taking care of your skin while you're out there is not to get burnt. That and skin cancer. It's if you have a predisposition for cancers or anything like that, you need to be careful. If you've ever had a skin cancer, if you've ever had a problem with the sun, you've had some serious sunburns or anything. You really do need to be careful with it. Most people, an SPF 30 is plenty. To go higher than that, you either have very sensitive skin or something like that. But they have the one that I buy. It's a little container, and it's pretty much just a zinc oxide that's in a little bit softer form, and it's for face. Mm-hmm. That if I know I'm going to the beach, I'll do that one, just because it is, it is a heavier duty. It's like a 45 kind of.
What is your answer to the question? What does the number mean?
The number means how long you can stay out
in the sun?
Over what your natural skin is. And I think they usually say, because on the sunscreen bottle it says it's good for about 80 minutes.
Mm-hmm, okay.
I think is what they tell you, that you need to reapply it. And there was a gizmo I was going to buy last year. I need to try to find it this year. It's a bracelet.
And do you wear a hat, like with a brim?
No, I don't wear a hat. No, I'm not a hat person. I'd get too hot with a hat.
It's got the big brim on it.
Yeah,
shade
it's in
your
the
face.
way.
So I'm sorry. Tell me about the bracelet.
But no, there was a bracelet I saw last year during summer months that you put that on when you're putting on your sunscreen, and as you're lathering your sunscreen on, you're lathering that too. You're putting that sunscreen on that bracelet also.
Oh, okay.
And when that bracelet changes color, it's time to put on more sunscreen.
Oh, really?
So it reacts with the sunscreen and the sun showing you on the kids.
Really?
Or other adults who may be sensitive to the sun. My husband's not supposed to stay out in the sun for an extended period of time because of medication. I also have the SPF shirts and things like that. They're like fishing shirts they quick dry, and we had a little visitor outside the window waving. And those SPF shirts are real good if you're not somebody who remembers to put on sunscreen, or if you're going fishing. They're better if you're near water, because you do get a little warm wearing long sleeves this time of year, but you can wet the sleeves and you cool back down. But yeah, take care of your skin. It's one
I
of those
found them
we only
online.
have.
They're like $1.13.
Or something like it.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a more expensive one. You get a fancy one.
Yeah.
For $2.50.
Yeah, I think they were like a package of 6, because they only are good for the one day. I believe. That they.
Wow, I never heard of this before.
But especially, if you've got kids or just yourself, you've got sensitive skin, or you're concerned, that you're maybe you've had a skin cancer, and so you're really, really more conscious of it.
We were playing our musical instruments over at Fort Island Gulf Beach.
Okay.
And we were in pure shade under a palm tree, and we got purely sunburned.
Oh yeah.
Because apparently that shade wasn't good enough.
No, shade unless you're underneath the canopy of a building. It's not really that much shade. Overcast days are actually a day that you will get sunburn because it's cooler.
You don't realize
You don't realize how much sun you are actually getting through just that haze of overcastness. So yeah, you're supposed to use your sunscreen then too. So.
Well, I had never heard of that bracelet. That is a cool
Yeah,
thing.
I may have to get one and just or get a package of them and just see how well they seem like they work. Because I am outside every single day for 8 to 12 hours every day, and just try out the sunscreen kind of thing, and because it's supposed to remind you to reapply it. And this is good, like I said, if you have children, we don't want our children, if we let ourselves get sunburned, that's our own fault. If we let our kids or our grandkids get sunburned, it's our fault.
Did you ever put sunscreen on yourself, and then you're left with like handprints on your back?
Or with the spots you missed? Yes. Very, very annoying when you have you get these sunburned spots where you couldn't quite reach everything. Yeah.
It tells you how it works on here, but it's too long. I don't want to read the whole thing.
Right, but yeah, I saw them in big box stores by the sunscreen displays.
Now listen to this. Okay, they're warning people. Okay, wearing this bracelet will not protect you from the sun. I guess some people see sunscreen bracelet and they think
that
just put the bracelet on, I'm safe. They don't read the whole thing.
They don't. Well,
you're kidding me.
Well, that's too many people drank Sunlight dish soap thinking it was lemon because it was made with real lemon. And they had to label that this is soap, do not consume.
Oh, that is crazy. Okay.
Too many people. But yes, it's one of those things, put your sunscreen on.
Sunscreen bracelets.
It's just a timer in a way.
It works exactly as you described. You put the sunscreen on the bracelet itself.
On the bracelet while you are putting it on yourself.
And somehow it changes color. One of them has a happy face or a sad face.
Oh, there you go.
So that one works a little differently, I guess, but same thing.
Just has something that,
happy face, you're still fine. Sad face, you better get out of the sun.
Get out of the sun. Come get some new sunscreen. So.
Well, again, another great show, another good hour. Thank you for what you do, Caroline.
I enjoy it. Fully enjoy it. So everybody stay cool today. Stay hydrated. I'd start with water, lemonade, iced tea. Wait till the end of the day for the cold beer.
Get into the shower with it, right?
Yeah, grab your cold beer, open one as you're getting in the shower. That'll cool you down.
Sounds good. All right, we will take a little break, and Matt Gibbs is up next to talk to us about our cars. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, the